You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ MV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We have a very special guest today.
Now, we say that all the time, we have a special guest, but today we really have a special guest.
Real special
This is
guest.
an interview I never thought we'd be doing.
You didn't think so?
I just never thought about it.
I know.
It's like Angela Bassett?
We're nervous.
Angela Bassett?
Angela
Bassett.
Good morning.
Thought about it. Good morning. Thank you for having me.
First, we want to say that, you know, everybody was so surprised at your beauty when you walked in.
Nobody was surprised at her beauty.
Surprised.
Shut up.
Just come in looking like a
That is a
troll,
damn lie.
right?
It was like they thought you were going to
She-
look a little different, but you look amazing.
Who does that?
No,
Different
that's
how?
him. Nobody thought that. Okay, first of all,
Envy, what is wrong
we
with you?
all aspire to age as gracefully as you. Man or woman. I don't know what he's
No,
talking
listen,
about.
Not
we've
like
seen a lot of
that.
pictures of Angela Bassett as of late, and even before that, and we've always thought you looked amazing. That's the one thing that people say. Angela Bassett looks amazing from the beginning of your career until now.
Well, I mean,
Absolutely.
you gotta, give some effort.
What's your secret? Is it water, plant-based products, plant-based food? What is it?
Yes, all that.
Okay.
All that and attitude. You know, you gotta have it. Thank you. Appreciate the water.
That's one of the secrets.
Yeah.
Now, how have you been able to prosper so well in Hollywood? Because you're black and a female. Mm-hmm. I'm serious. That's really not a recipe for success.
I feel like you need to
Hollywood.
reset.
You're black
I know.
and
I had a
female.
nerve. I had a nerve. I just show up ready, prepared, and I'm enthusiastic when I get there and deliver. You know, I think that's a recipe for success. You know, in whatever arena you find yourself, be prepared. Be professional, and when you're given the shot, shoot.
There you go.
Because you've been in some of our favorite movies of all time. Now, especially me as a female, of course, What's Love Got to Do with It? Then Waiting to Exhale, which you guys just had like 20 years.
Yeah, the 20th anniversary. something
Damn,
like that.
time flies.
Yeah,
I could
somebody's
still watch that
counting. I
movie.
didn't know it was that long ago.
I think that one scene is the epic scene of you when you light everything on fire and walk away. That's the one picture you always have in your head as a strong black woman in a
I
movie
love
like
that.
Waiting
Very
to
Yeah, but you
Exhale.
caused a lot of
Very
arsons because of
cathartic.
that.
I know. Somebody
It was your property, though.
I showed up in jet. Some woman tried to do that, and they carted her right off to
Somebody
the
really
Who's
tried to
Gal. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
She's
just do that.
just-
And then, of
yeah.
course, how Stella got her groove back.
Mhm.
We got a chance to see that. You going. And now that's like the saying for everybody. Like, you know, I'm going to go to Jamaica and get my groove back.
Get my Stella on.
What roles do you go out for? Because it seems like you play a lot of heavy stuff. Like you was Betty Shabazz, Coretta Scott King,
Man, she was also Biggie's mom.
Biggie's mom, Rosa Parks,
Right.
Katherine Jackson.
I think people think of me as a serious, chick, but those were the roles that were available. And I guess I came through, at that time. So that's what was happening. A lot of biopics. Now you see a lot less biopics now. They go through their ebbs and flows. There was a time when there were miniseries, Katherine Jackson, 10-part miniseries. Then miniseries fell out of favor. Now they're coming back with American Horror and with O.J. People versus O.J. Simpson, American Horror Story, or with American Crime, where we see Regina King. They're not series. They're series that go year to year, but they change in their storyline. So it's in essence a miniseries.
Well, with that being
Again.
so big, American Horror Story, what made you do that? Because it's a different type of show if you watch it.
Yeah, it's a different type of show. I think that a couple things. It was a great role, Marie Laveau, historical figure in New Orleans who held prominence and influence in that town, in the South, in the late 1800s, a woman of color. And you go to that town today and people are flocking to her tomb. They're, paying homage. They're leaving gifts. They're, decimating a little bit, writing X's on it or whatever. But little kids are like, oh, you play Marie Laveau? They know the history of this woman and the prominence that she had, a woman of color. So this opportunity came. I love New Orleans. I love that city. I love the music, the food, the people, the culture. It was a different South.
Did you study voodoo for the role?
No, hell no. That I left on the
You ain't
table.
buried no chicken bones in nobody's
No. I was like, I didn't want to, offend nobody, but I wasn't trying to get too close up on the voodoo aspect of it. Or for her it was gray or gray, not white magic, not black magic, but gray, whatever
it's a shade of
serves.
gray.
Yeah, whatever serves the situation at the time.
Did you ever have anything weird happen to you from that role, like spiritually, or anything that felt a little strange?
No,
It's a scary
sorry
show.
to say.
It's a scary show.
No, it was. I enjoyed it, and then having that, I thought it was just going to be a 1 year, a 1 year thing, and then move on. But it was a great platform, and then the next year, of course, audiences wanted more of that.
Right.
But the setup of the show is that the next year is something else.
How was working with Lady Gaga?
Wonderful.
She surprised me on that show. I didn't know that she was that good of an actress because I forgot she was Lady Gaga watching it.
Oh, wonderful. That's a high compliment.
Mm-hmm.
And, she says that she started as an actress. That was her dream, her desire.
Mm-hmm.
But, whatever to get out there and to get the attention and the gaga-ness of it took over the song.
Right.
So, multi-talented.
I just need to say this, man.
I don't
You
know if
are
she could
so
dance. Maybe that's
fine.
a double threat.
You are beautiful. I'm sitting there. I'm looking at. I gotta get this off. Before we continue the interview. You are beautiful.
She's married.
Thank you.
And you're
Thank you.
married too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Compliment, yes.
Jesus Christ. Now, do you think it's a different standard for characters of color? And if so, who sets those standards?
A standard? What do you mean?
Like just a standard of like what roles that actors and actresses have to play. Because I think about what Taraji P. Henson said at the Golden Globes and how she had to play an ex-con, and some people have to play slaves to really get recognized and things of that nature.
I never thought of it that way. Whatever character that I choose, and I don't think every character has to be pristine and and stand up and morally pure and all of that, but roles that I'm attracted to, they have to go through a journey. I don't want them to start morally corrupt and just be a tool for the other characters and for the storyline to progress, but there's no complexity to it, or I don't even feel like I could bring it, like I could twist and turn and bring some complexity or humanity or strength or resilience or dignity or it helps in some way.
Gotcha.
I mean, she can be morally just corrupt like Denzel in Training Day, but they get their comeuppance.
Right.
I guess that's the
in
point.
some
Like, like he got rewarded for that, but you should have got Malcolm X.
Yeah, or Hurricane,
Or Hurricane,
or any number. But sometimes it's a man-made conceit, the award. So it's for the body of,
Yeah, your husband's an actor as well. Do you guys challenge each other as far as when y'all starting to do stuff? Like he's doing The People vs. OJ now. He's playing Johnny Cochran. Do you challenge him and be like, you did all right?
No. See, that would be you. We ain't like that. I don't even play like that. He's sensitive soul. No. I'm just applauding him. Like, I'll watch it, have it on the DVR. I don't do a particular scene, and I'll just go back and play it again and play it again and play it again. You killed it. You rocked it. You got to, pump your man up. But it's true. I mean, he really is killing it.
What do you think about all the different outlets now for people to get on television, and then there's like...
That's good. Yeah, because it provides more opportunity, the more content that needs to be filled. And that's, when I was, after graduating from drama school and moved to New York, and you're going to do stage because I had this conservatory training, stage training. I moved to New York. That's with theater. That's with Broadway. That's off Broadway. No pay showcases, on and on and on. But then I want to go to L.A. for, pilot, do television. But there's less, there's some, but the quality or the level of the theater there wasn't the same. So I wasn't going there to do theater, and it was a time where there seemed to be this separation. If you did, theater always got respect, but if you did television, they didn't want you for film.
Right.
A television actress was lower on the totem pole.
It's like classism in Hollywood?
Yes,
Jesus
yes, right.
Christ.
Like it.
But it's changed a lot now.
It has.
Now you see film actresses going into television.
Like how you see Terrence Howard doing Empire.
Yeah, or like you saw Jessica Lange and Kathy Bates, Misery.
Right.
Come on, doing
Angela
yeah. But I was working also with great actresses, so whatever the medium, they're going to lift it. But so is more fluidity now, which I appreciate. You can, if you're able to do that, go from film to television, do Chirac this year, come back to American Horror, And now at directing and
Yeah, so I was surprised that
do a video do a game. Rainbow
video
Six
game.
Siege.
Right.
Okay, different look.
yeah, so you did jump into directing as well. Was that something you've been planning to do for quite some time? Or
Yeah, thought about it. I thought about it, tried to dabble in it, but it was so difficult to raise the money for it or to get it greenlit. You know, really to raise the money and do an independent thing. And then, of course, later down the line, trying to get it distributed. You know, it was, there are different models, I'm sure. You know, you can ask, Master P or whatever. There's different models. There's straight to video. There's
Right.
She said Master
I love that she
P.
said
I
Master
thought you
P.
said Tyler
I'm
Perry.
not as her too.
Straight to
Now he
DVD.
did
Be
do
good. Straight to
He made a lot of
DVD,
money that way.
right?
Oh, you're shocked you
Made
said Master P.
tons.
I'm profiling.
Well, no, I
Don't worry
was
about
looking. Stop. No, I was on YouTube yesterday, and I was like,
What am I getting into?
yeah, I was just
Find out you riding around
surfing
listening to make 'em say,
YouTube and stuff.
in your spare time. You listen to Master P in your spare time?
I wasn't listening to him. I was listening to Eddie Griffin,
Oh,
and he was
okay.
talking about him.
Got you.
And he was saying,
Got you.
yeah, he gave him a shot, and the Master P came back around and said, "You got any scripts or whatever?" And he said, "Yeah, I got a script." And he said, "I'll buy the script," and gave him $1 million for his script.
Wow.
One
Got you.
particular script, just like payback for giving him a shot.
Got you.
And so.
Do you think somebody could be a great actor without having gone to school for it?
Yeah, definitely. I think we all have different gifts and abilities, and it's how you use it, how you channel it. Some people learn, street of hard knocks, they learn from watching, from being in the environment, learn from mentors. So you definitely don't have to sit in a classroom.
But it would help, I'm sure, to hone your craft, you think?
The technique, the technical aspect of it, but the fire, the passion, that it quality, that thing that makes folks look and stare, you can't sort of go to school and get that.
Okay.
Now, what made you go to Yale? Because Yale's an Ivy League school. Like a lot. I'm just saying, a lot of young black kids don't even consider. Yale.
Yeah, it's not even on your radar.
Yeah.
And it wasn't on mine as well. My mother graduated from high school, and she would have told you just barely, making C's and D's and and getting through. But she, knowing how difficult it was for her subsequently raising 2 girls by herself, she really, put that on us, pressured us. You're going to college. You're like, I'm 4. You're going to college. You getting out of here
Pre-K first.
at 18, and you're going to college. And just on and on. So it was, imprinted on our brains.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a
Upward Bound.
yeah, summer enrichment program for the little poor kids in the inner city.
I was saying I did prep for prep. She did Upward Bound. In New York, there's all these programs for kids that might not have thought about going to private school or going to college, and they really
Well,
help
I
you
thought about it, but
prepare.
it was
It's too
Yeah,
expensive.
so-
because of my mom, but this was just something extra. And it was also like a fun time.
Right.
You got to stay on the college campus for 6 weeks during the summer, out of mama's house,
See, around them little boys.
Yeah, around them little boys. Late night, we going to run at 11:30. Sprinklers come on at 11:32. But, just up to the line. Don't cross it. But it was exposure. It's exposure.
Right.
Going to D.C., being sent to D.C. for the classroom for young Americans, presidential classroom for young Americans, meeting people from all over the world and different cities, and just being exposed to something. Because I grew up in St. Petersburg, Florida, and I used to say it was black people, white people, and old people. That's all, Wrinkle City. That's what I
Wrinkle
knew.
City.
Yeah, but to meet people from different countries and cultures and all of that. And I had a director of that program who was there for 1 year. Then he left. I had another couple of years of high school. At the appropriate time, my mother received a letter that said, "Tell Angela to apply to Yale, to Harvard, to University of Miami, to University of Virginia, to UC Berkeley." I was like, "Thank you," because I was like, Howard, I knew Howard. That's where I wanted to go.
Right.
Howard. And then another teacher said, Mount Holyoke. And I was like, okay. But every other brochure was just happy looking people sitting on grassy knolls.
Did you have the grades?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
I was a pretty good student. I was a really good student.
Yeah, it's not easy to get into Yale.
I was a-
It seems like
I was
it's
a
very
really
difficult
good-
to get
I
into
read,
Yale. Not easy.
I read where you said you never felt like an underprivileged kid, though.
Oh, my mother was grand. She would always say, we're lower middle class.
Lower middle class.
We're upper lower class.
Yeah, we ain't poor. We lower middle class.
Now, what made you do Notorious?
Who's not a fan of Biggie?
You was a fan. You were a fan of Biggie? Mm-hmm.
Fan of Biggie, and
They want you
his
to play
music, his
everybody's mama,
genius.
though.
Yeah, you want to play your mama?
I'd rather you play my wife. Mama. I ain't never
But
thought about
Valletta-
mama like that.
Your
But
mama.
let her reach out to you personally. I know she was like petitioning. She really wanted you to play
She
her.
was wonderful too. It was wonderful to spend time with her. Just to sit in her presence,
Right.
and to see the light that in spite of what happened to her only son, her beloved son, the light that still could, because that can be crushing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just observing the strength of an individual who can greet you with joy, with smiles, embraces, and go on.
Did you have to take a pay
That's-
cut for that movie? Because it didn't seem like it was a big budget movie.
Yeah, it wasn't. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
When you call it
yeah.
indie, indie
It
pictures,
was for love then. This was for love then.
it was an indie picture, So I it was like, wait a minute. Oh, okay, we're gonna work you the 1st through the 4th. We're gonna work you the 29th through the 31st. We're gonna work you from this. I'm like, y'all keep changing. You done changed it 5 days, and I have this offer I can't refuse coming from Nigeria.
So if y'all don't get it together.
Yeah,
I got to go for 2 days.
And what
At
about
this point,
what about the West Indian accent? Because you got that down in the movie too, which was surprising.
Oh, just
You picked that
sitting.
up easily.
Thank you, sitting with her, and it was nice to have that up, because when you're in drama school, I think you're working on the Polish and the Irish and the English. It was like, I don't think I ever play those type characters. Could we work on some Jamaican or some Nigerian, South African, or something?
what matters more now, the money or the art? At this point,
They've always sort of coexisted peacefully in my head, in my heart. Even as a young actress, I said, I want great roles, be able to work. I want to be able to work in good roles, and I want to be paid fairly.
Mm-hmm.
But art, I suppose, has always had been a little bit more important, and I've been known for someone who just doesn't do anything. It's the reason behind what I do. And I think that if it's something that you love and you start giving in for, well, how much you gonna pay me, then that muse, that love, is sort of diminishes. Because now it's not, is that a good role? Well, they're not gonna pay what I asked, then forget it, then it's ego or something. But I've turned down lots of money. I've worked for little money or no money. I've done some movies it was $10,000, but I'm not gonna do no money and no love.
have you ever had that role where you're like, yo, if I don't win, I guess, an Oscar for this, I'm never gonna get it? Because we all feel like that. We all feel like you got robbed for what's love got to do.
Right. And who knows if a role like that will ever come around again. Just real deal. So yeah, but I've been able to, and sometimes I've had to sit and look at it as if, look at those who won Oscars and then the career after. Sometimes the expectation is so high after something like that, or they think, okay, now you're out of, what we're willing to pay, or, so it's been interesting. I didn't win, but here we are still today, 25 years later, or what? And it's like, you were robbed. It's still remembered. People still talk about it or are still affected by it.
Is there a role that you passed up that you was like, damn, I shouldn't have passed that role up?
No, I try not to have those kind of regrets.
Okay.
No.
Nothing at all.
Trust your
No.
instincts.
No.
Now, what about if they asked you to do a role that you wanted, but they're like, okay, but you got to gain 60 pounds?
No, you can't do that. Them arms too tall.
But I'm saying, because a lot of actors have had.
Oh, yeah. Yes, they have. De
But
Niro
it's a
and
great
Charlize
role. You really want to do it.
But they have talented artisans. Listen, I had 3 boobs a couple of seasons ago.
3 boobs?
They looked, on
That's right,
American
American
Horror.
Horror Story.
I had 3 boobs and a ding-a-ling. It looked very lifelike. The crew would do a double take when my
Your husband was like, okay, please get out of costume.
when I come on set, they sheepishly look down. So there's some talented folk who could really, with some some plastic and rubber.
So you're like, okay, if they could make you look like it, but
Yeah,
you
it could be
wouldn't wanna actually
done. I
do
would
it.
no, most definitely not. It's too difficult.
Right.
Take off.
Did you read the article in the New York Times about Hollywood's inclusion problem extending beyond the Oscars? The whole diversity conversation?
I didn't. Is that the one? It was Courtney on the front page of that?
I don't know if
Did
it
they
was
show,
Courtney. Who's?
were they saying that there was more diversity on the small screen?
No, they were just saying that, they were saying that the diversity problem extends beyond the Oscars. It starts in Hollywood, actually in those offices, and people, hiring more black actors, more black actresses, things like that.
Right. Usually, I mean, you get a script, they attach a director, and they think from their frame of reference. You read a script, and when I read a script, I need to see an actor in it so I can hear a voice. Otherwise every character sounds like me. But you have friends, you have colleagues, you have people that you've desired to work with for years. Is this a role that they might love? So it's so, I've always said, it's so subjective. You may think I'm fabulous, but he's like, she aight.
And we telling me out of the
it's
damn
not
mind.
math. It's not math. One and one is two. It's not,
Mm-hmm.
architecture. Okay, this building, you got to go so deep so you can take this building so high, otherwise it's going to fall over.
Right.
It's not the same when you're thinking of, movies.
Do you even care
Sometimes
about the
on the
Oscars?
page, the movie looks great, and then on the screen, it's like,
Yeah.
let's put it out, put it in, or don't put it out.
Right.
So many movies been made, and they never see the light of day until like 4 a.m. on cable or
And there's so many movies. I read the book, and I thought this is gonna be so great when when the movie comes out, because I read the book, and
Right.
then it's nothing like I thought it was.
Nothing like you imagine in your head.
Do you even care about the Oscars?
Care. I enjoyed it the time that I went, back in '93. I had a good time. It was very, very
That's a damn
exciting.
shame, man.
It was very exciting. I
93,
went for about 9 years or
busy
something.
now.
But when I see more inclusion, that's when I care. That's when I can get excited.
Right.
When I see, the work of what life looks like.
Diverse.
Did you feel like you should have won that year?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hands down.
Yeah, without a
I don't
doubt.
even remember who won that year.
I do, but
Is she still around? Is she still around?
she's somewhere.
Go Google
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Were you upset like when you didn't win?
No, I wasn't upset, but you know what life is like. Shoot, I'm a black female in America.
Yeah.
During the time, you can look at signs and wonders, and they had never been. I mean, it was, I guess, a big deal that I was even nominated. That it was even seen, so that a gang of people could make a vote.
Got you.
And then both Lawrence and ourselves and me were both nominated.
You got to play a stripper, man. You play a stripper, they'll give you an Oscar.
Who?
A stripper.
He's trying to say
stripper?
He's trying to say stripper.
A
from the South
stripper.
Carolina. He's
A
from South
He
stripper.
can't say stripper. He can't pronounce
Can't say
who?
scrimp.
Street, straight, strong.
trying to say
Scrimp.
Scrimp. There you go.
Scrimpses.
There
Yeah,
you go.
some
There
scrimps.
you go.
All right, a scripper. I was like,
Did you
a gripper? What is that? Oh,
Like, what is that? If I can say that, I
yeah.
should win. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, the Greek heroine, Agrippa. Yes.
did you love directing? Is that something you want to do more of?
I did, and I will. So I'm going to direct, next season on American Horror.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
They gave you hell for that Whitney
finally.
movie, though. People were mad about that.
Were they mad? Everybody
Yeah.
I met was happy.
I
They
think it
were
was
fine with
because
it.
of the how bad the Aaliyah movie was. So they was just like,
couldn't compare
don't
the
mess
two.
this up, Angela.
Right. Hell before.
Yeah.
Just wondering. Yeah.
What's your legacy role?
My legacy role.
Yeah.
You trying to kill her already, man?
I know.
No, I'm
What do you
saying,
mean?
what's her
What-
ultimate role? Like, what's
Like your dream, your
dream
dream
role.
role. I think he meant.
Well, I've had to be
You
the
had a few
queen
of
of everything,
Mhm.
in some fantasy. I've always said that. See, that it's all make believe, right?
Yeah.
So why can't it be me?
Right.
If you want to do Queen
I can see
Elizabeth,
that.
okay, all right, historically, you can have that. But when it's, some kind of fantasy world or land, why can't it?
True.
Now with this political race going so crazy, running for president, are you endorsing Hillary Clinton?
Yeah, she
That's a
is
fact.
very
Now,
much.
I've seen so many
Facts.
pictures. Why Hillary Clinton?
It's not just because she's a woman, right?
No, it's not just
Okay.
because she's a woman. I think she's, incredibly experience and prepare for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's been good to Black and brown people. You know, first job out of law school. She could have been all about her, but she goes to South Carolina. I'm from the South, and works with the great Shiro Marion Wright Edelman's sister, who started the Children's Defense Fund, went into the prisons and to work on, and her groundwork separating young adolescent Black boys and others from the male major grown up population where atrocities were happening. You have to be concerned about that and being an advocate for that, but it changed things. So you know, I'm behind her. You know, she's trying the things that she's interested in gun laws, stopping the high school to prison, you know, pipeline.
Right.
You know, she's shown that she's been there for me or my community.
For us.
Yeah.
Did Donald
What
Trump
if they
make you
asked to
nervous?
play her in a biopic?
Hold on 1 second. Did Donald Trump make you nervous?
Does he make me nervous?
Did Donald Trump make you nervous? Because he's winning out there. He's making me
Yeah,
very
he-
nervous. The
he-
joke's over and he's still winning.
He really is. So it's got to be up to a point. I think we've got to. I'm hoping we're going to wake up. But
We woke.
yeah,
I ain't rooting for Donald.
yeah. Yeah. I think she can beat him. I mean, any Democratic. If we go to the polls,
Right.
they can't win. We got the numbers.
Would you play her in a biopic? That'd be
Hillary
challenging,
Clinton.
right? Yeah.
It would. No more challenging than Josephine playing Michael Jackson, I guess.
Exactly.
Now let's talk about your new movie, though. London Has Fallen.
London Has Fallen.
us
yeah.
about that.
Sequel to Olympus Has Fallen. You know, in that one, of course, you know, the White House was decimated. But it's been a few years. We've come back. We stood standing. We've come back. But this time, a prime minister has been killed in London, so all the heads of states around the world will be there at his funeral. Perfect opportunity for someone who's up to no good to cause some damage. And so this landscape is broader. It's the entire city of London. You know, you haven't seen that many movies where, you know, you're taking on the streets. It's very exciting, beautiful city. Same characters come back. Mike Banning, who's our hero. This time, in the first one, he and the president was separate. This one, the relationship has grown. You know, I'm his boss. I'm the female head I am just the head of the Secret Service.
Right.
Happens to be a woman. That was the first when we did Olympus with Antoine Fuqua, who directed Training Day. We wanted to work together for years, and he called and asked me to do that, you know. And that was another small movie. Come in, go out. I get to work with Morgan Freeman sitting to my left, singing songs during the, you know, while we're waiting for the camera to set up. And then
Sing what kind of songs? Old Negro spirituals?
No. Some Sam and Dave, some Shy Lights.
You stupid, yo.
So what's it all about, Alfie? I don't know. And a sequel. I've never been in a sequel before. So Up Jump Spring. That was a, you know, happy occurrence to come out of it. But there's just mayhem. I mean, that was exciting, and this movie, because you didn't know what it was going to be. There was another movie coming out at the same time, like White House Down, you know, with another talented brother, you know, Jamie Foxx and you know, and Shannon Tate, and we were like, oh Lord, it's living in the same space that we are, and we're like, they're big stars. They're going to.
You're a big star too.
They gonna take it, but our Olympus really captured the audience and became great success, you know, because it was just rooted in this reality. London Has Fallen. We had to up the ante, up the stakes, hang on to your pants, your chair, your everything. It's incredibly exciting.
Where's been your favorite place to film, would you say?
The new favorite?
Your favorite place that you ever had?
My favorite place
Beyond
to
location,
film.
yeah, your favorite.
Jamaica.
Oh, okay. Hey, now. I'm not mad at that.
I read. Sister rarely gets the exotic locales, you know. Pittsburgh, Los Angeles,
Chicago.
I love New York. Yeah,
You partaking in any ganja when you was in Jamaica?
No, hell no.
Not even to get
that won't be
carrots?
Not even a
me.
little bit. Just for
Look,
cataract,
these eyes
man.
are still bright. No.
Now, with you and your husband both being actors, right? sometimes me and my wife, when we're in the bedroom.
You married?
Oh, Lord
Yeah,
have mercy.
I'm married.
But we don't want to hear this.
He about to jump
Sometimes-
out the window,
Talk
Miss
about
Bassett.
I'm about to jump out the window.
No,
He
sometimes
about to jump out the window.
Sometimes she's on vacation and she just left her man and she's on vacation. Now I play the Jamaican servant. Hey, man, and I.
You
it's-
want something to hit him with? I
I'm just-
got brass knuckles. I got a
Okay.
bottle. I got a knife.
But you
What
and
you
your
need?
This
husband
is-
be
Put it at the
active. Do y'all
ready,
ever spice up your
because I don't
life
know
like
where
that?
this going.
Do y'all, I'm just
What's
asking,
some-
y'all ever spice
He's
up
saying
your
that
life
him
in
and
the
his wife
bedroom?
role
like
play
different characters
in the
at all?
bedroom, and he's a cowboy sometimes with his ass out.
I told
and
you that in
stuff.
confidence I was a cowboy, but it's just fun in the bedroom. But do y'all ever spice up your bedroom? No.
This is
I'm not
awkward.
They're
saying.
both actors, so
I'm
it
not
would be
saying.
cool.
Grown woman.
She still has sex, but it would be cool.
What is wrong with you? You know what? You hush. No more talking for you for the rest of the interview. Okay? Jesus
Sometimes then he plays a
Christ.
woman in
They
the
have
bedroom,
to,
and
because he could play Johnny Cochran, and she could play the secretary. Never mind.
Okay, you have social media.
I like
right?
your hat.
This-
Cancer.
Okay. She wanted to say F you.
No,
Now you got IG and Twitter. Do you actually be on social media? Nah.
Yes, of course.
If you wasn't in the entertainment industry, you probably wouldn't even have it,
No,
right?
I would not.
No.
It takes too much time.
Do you feel like those sites like rob, I guess, celebrities of their star power and like women of their elegance, kind of?
Depends on what you put on it.
Yeah.
You know, depending on what you use it for and how much you share.
I like to see
As
Angela
they
Bassett
say,
on the red carpet.
familiarity breeds contempt.
Mm.
So
Oh, wow.
you know, and in this age, there's hardly any secrets left.
Right.
But you know, the star power, their elegance, their allure, you know, mystery has a bit to do with that. You know,
Gotcha.
it's all up in the mind. What are you thinking?
Right now?
You know,
What's wrong with you? Now, you were on the Cosby Show. You played Sarah on the Cosby
no,
Show.
I mean, even the Bible says, you know, remain silent and be thought intelligent, rather than to open your mouth and be known a
Yeah,
fool.
move all
That was for you, Envy.
Yeah.
No, she was looking at Charlamagne.
That was for
You
Envy.
was on the Cosby Show.
I did 2 episodes of the Cosby
Now, I
Show.
was working
Here
on the
we
Cosby-
She
go.
wasn't on the
When
Cosby
she played,
Show.
she was on a couple
I was in the
episodes of
book
Cosby Show.
club, right?
Now, how was working with the Cosby Show and Bill Cosby with all the allegations that's coming out? Do you ever remember anything of him being any which way, or was he always
Say your
straightforward?
quote again,
Not
Angela,
with-
that you just said a minute ago.
Oh my God.
It was a good time. You know, I was excited. I was thrilled. There wasn't that many TV shows in New York other than soap operas and little, you know, you're the actress and they're talking about, you know, Honda or Tide or something like that. So maybe there was one other nighttime show, you know, The Equalizer that filmed in New York. But it wasn't that much. I did a couple. I did Search for Tomorrow and Guiding Light, you know. So, and coming from, you know, school, conservatory, wasn't about film. It was only about stage. So that was another training ground. So then when the Cosby Show came along, it was a juggernaut. He was king of the mountain. You're talking about respect. You're talking about eyes on it. It was phenomenal. I remember going the second time, they were like, I don't know, people are going to get confused. I was like, wait a minute, I played a character 4 years ago. I don't think people
Right.
confuse me for that character. I want to, you know, I need a job. I
Bring me
want this
back.
job. But he was very professional with me. I remember saying, you know, would it be okay if I change this particular line or word to add this element? And he was like, yeah, sure, you can do it. You know, he okayed it. He was good, but I was there behind the door. They'd talk about this, 20, 30 minutes going by. Angela! I was like, open the door. I'm right here, waiting. I'm where I'm supposed to be. So I really appreciated, you know, this black man in this position, all the reverence and respect that he was getting, and I was fine. Now, there was one day where it was a guy, you know, he was just
offered you a
making
cappuccino?
No. And he put him in a headlock.
Oh.
What?
And
Bill
there
Cosby
was-
put him in there?
He put this guy in a headlock. I stood cowering behind a mirror that was nearby and watching this. And also there was a reporter on the set. They were taking pictures. Then a couple of weeks later, it winds up in the New Yorker or the Time, whatever magazine was there that day. And it just says, he gets somebody straight on the set. You know, just like almost like they're jostling, having a good time. And I was like, it felt dangerous
Right.
at the time.
Bill
Like,
Cosby?
you don't
Beyonce, right?
mess with, you know, me, my business, or, you know, just respect. So that was an interesting.
Wow.
It was interesting to see that I saw in that moment, but then I saw the perception or how it was
People looked at it.
displayed later.
The
But
he was never-
back then they would, you used to PR and press and
Right.
you
It's
twist
not like
and
now
spin
where
a
it's on
thing.
Instagram and
Now, yeah. Right,
I have the
police
picture.
officer. There you go. There's the camera. We
Right.
see for ourselves now.
exactly.
You can't hide and twist and spin it anymore.
But Bill was never sexually inappropriate.
Not with me, no.
Word.
Maybe it's something about me.
Yeah, them arms. You put somebody in the headlock and put them to sleep your damn self.
I wouldn't.
I'm a lady.
No.
Now, the NAACP Image Awards. How come black actors and actresses don't give those the credit they give the Oscars? They don't hold them to the same prestige.
I guess Oscar's been around, 88 years? What is this year? Image Awards been around. You just human nature, I think sometimes you want what you cannot have. Yeah, I mean, you're intrigued by something they say you cannot have. Not that it's better. You perceive it is until you
it's more elusive.
Yeah.
Do you think that things will change
Whether
now?
it's an award, whether it's a relationship or a woman, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Do you think that things will change now with all the attention being brought to it? Do you feel like, okay, they're probably going to try to make some changes in the voting process? And
Well, Cheryl Boone Isaac, sister who's the president, she has made some changes and she made them pretty swiftly.
right.
To what degree that's going to change the voting, I don't know. But it's purged some of that with 6,000 members and 98% of them, 75% or more.
Old and white.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, white. You go to
Wrinkle
the
City.
Academy on Sunday, and that's where you see, you'll show your movie if you get an opportunity. They have a schedule. It's almost like going to church. When you go, you watch a movie. What movies get in there? I don't know if they showed Straight Outta Compton. If they send it in the box during the screener season, and I'm sitting there with 125 movies that I got to see in 3 weeks,
Right.
I'm picking what I think I might be interested in.
What relates to me.
Right,
Yeah.
what I relate to, or maybe they've had a great PR campaign and I can't get, Nicole Kidman and her nose out of my mind, or something, whatever movie that was. So I'm going to watch that one and all these obscure ones. Sometimes they don't even have a picture on the cover. It's just words. You're like,
Straight Outta Compton. Yeah. Would you trade your Image Awards for an Oscar?
My 9, 10
Yes.
Image Awards?
10 Image Awards for one Oscar.
No, I'm greedy. I want them all.
There
I'm
you
with my
go.
I want
awards.
them all.
Three
And
Image
that one,
Awards
too.
for one Oscar.
No.
Okay.
There you go. Well, London Has Fallen
They're
is
equally
everywhere.
beautiful. You see that body? That brother leaning backwards, holding the world.
You a pervert, man. Stop looking
No,
at her
man.
like that.
I'm sorry.
oh,
She
oh,
leaned
oh,
back and she said, "You see this body? I
Oh
can't
no!
let
I
you
said
in."
that
I mean,
body.
you
I
did.
said that body.
pervert.
The brother on the
Almost ain't
Image
doing it.
Awards.
Yes,
He's
I
as
do.
handsome as Oscar.
You said who?
No,
London Has
I wasn't.
Pervert. He was checking you out. He was checking you out through the screen when you
Miss
was doing your
Bassett.
vocals too. Never mind.
Bassett.
London Has Fallen
All I saw
everywhere.
was you do this and say, "You see that body?"
No,
And
I
I'm
didn't.
like-
I didn't
I'm
say
like,
Don't be
that.
afraid to get your husband to come up here and smack him up.
I said.
God bless your husband, okay? I don't know
Yes.
what he did in his life to be such a lucky
I
man,
know,
but
right?
salute to him. All
I
right?
know, right?
Well, March 4th, London Has Fallen. We appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And you gotta
Thanks
come
for
out with a
being
line
so
of like
kind.
vitamin water or something. Tell people that that's what keeps you the way you are.
Okay.
Yeah, like
All
Patty
right.
got her pies, you can have your vitamin water.
I don't like
Yeah.
the way you're looking at her, man. I just don't like it.
Stop it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Angela's
I'm gonna have
alkaline.
something. I'm
You see, Patty got her
I'm
groove
working
back.
on something.
She got
Yeah.
her- You saw that, right? Everybody getting their groove back. Jennifer Lopez and
She lost her groove?
no.
Oh,
The
she
young-
went back. Yeah.
My goodness. Angela Bassett is the Breakfast
Angela
Club.
Bassett.
Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in